So the Nordstrom Anniversary Sale starts this week, and today I'm going to go through everything you need to know about shopping the sale, including my ultimate mid-size wish list. To make this easier for everybody to shop, I'm breaking this up into chapters. So we're going to start today's video with the essentials of shopping the sale, and then if there's a particular section you're looking for, you will find a link to the chapter down below, as well as a blog post roundup link of all of the things that I'm going to mention today, because there are a lot of links, like hundreds of links. I think there's anywhere between 130 and 150 items in the guide today. I'm not going to share every single one of them in this video because it would be forever long, but to make it really easy for you to shop so that there's no confusion and you can just see what you want and click it, add it to a wish list, I will link the blog post where it's broken up into the sections down below. So the essentials that you need to know to shop. Now, the Nordstrom sale changes a little bit every year, and this year the thing that they did was to shorten the time that we have for the preview and to make the sale longer and to make sure that everybody's getting really the most amount of time to shop the sale. So the sale opens up on July 6th, and that is for the US. I know that Canada has its own sale version and those dates are a little bit different. I will put information for that in the description box below, but the sale opens up on the 6th for icons. Now there are 3 different tiers before it opens up to the public. There are icon, ambassador, and influencer. The influencer for Nordstrom is just a bottom tier of their reward system. So if you have the Nordstrom credit card, if you were grandfathered in with the Nordstrom debit card, or if you've spent, I want to say it's like $500 in a year, then you're automatically put in that, and that gives you essentially a week longer to shop before it's open to public access. But from there, it's really contingent on if you have a card with Nordstrom or if you spent a certain amount over the last year. It has nothing to do with influencers of the traditional sense. The public sale is going to be open from July 15th to July 31st, and all sale times are opening Eastern Standard. So it's always midnight Eastern Standard, and on August 1st, all of the prices will go back up. Now this year, the biggest thing that they've told us as far as the sale goes is that adding things to your wish list is going to be the key to knowing if something comes back in stock, if it sells out during the sale. So right now, everything that's on the preview, the only thing you can do is to add it to your wish list. You can't buy it through the links that are showing in the preview. If it's available somewhere else on the website, I'm not 100% sure, but the way that it's set up now is they're essentially holding that stock so that when the sale does open, that they can make sure they're getting it into the hands of everyone. And if you want to know if something come back in stock, because they are trying to be as quick about the turnaround because they know people are wanting to get their hands on things, making sure that you're putting it in your wish list and that you have the notifications turned on in your Nordstrom app is going to be the best way for you to do that. Now, there are 100 new brands that have been added to the sale this year, including Westman Atelier and Open Edit, which are 2 of the ones that I've had my eye on. But a lot of the staples like Topshop, Spanx, Hydro Flask, a few of those are in the sale as well. But they will be having beauty deals throughout the time that the public sale is open, and I will list all of those for you on the screen right now because there are quite a few brands and all of the sales are going to be scattered throughout. Not every single day, most days, and they're only going to be on those singular days. So like Kylie Cosmetics, I believe Westman Atelier, I know Estee Lauder, Lancome, all of the big brands will have some kind of sale throughout, so it is worth checking out for that. Now, there are a few ways to shop the sale and really make it your own. I tend to be somebody who likes to buy staples. This is the time that I stock up on fall stuff or things that I know that I'm gonna love and wear over and over again. This year, I feel like jewelry is really the highlight of the sale. I've definitely seen the sale transform a lot over the last few years, whereas there have been a few years where it's felt like all of the really good jackets in the sale were just way out of the budget. This year, the jackets feel really good. The shoes are super limited. I think I have like 6 pairs. There are some really good tops. There's some really good accessories, but this year it's a little bit different. So let's get into it. So starting with our comfy clothes. Now, I bought these short pajamas last year, and honestly, they are some of the most worn things in my like comfort section. I didn't think that I would love them as much. The reviews are a little bit mixed, but I've worn them a ton. They've held up really well. They're not too thick, but they're not too thin, which is perfect for when I'm traveling or when I just want something comfy for about 75% of the year because I live in such a warm climate. So highly recommend them. They also make a long version of them that I bought a few of for the winter just to add a little bit of like extra length to it. They're such a great staple and they're really flexible. I find that sometimes with like certain pajama fits, they're a little bit funny on my curves and I feel like certain things are too tight in places and certain things are too loose in places. These fit really well and they've got a bit of softness and looseness to them that you don't have to worry about having like any awkward tightness in any spaces. The Spanx shorts, these are some of the most used things in my collection, especially for any longer dresses or really when I want to highlight my hourglass figure. I love a pair of Spanx shorts. This is the time to buy them because they're in the sale, as well as the UGG slippers. I have been obsessed with UGG slippers for years. I used to dream about them when I was standing on set for 16 hours a day, I would go home and get to wear my Ugg slippers. So there's always a few pairs. There's a pair of sandals as well as the traditional slide-ons. I tend to swap between the two depending on the season, but you can't lose with either. It's good if you want to buy like a Christmas gift now, or if you just want to give yourself something. And then I will say there are quite a few really cute bras this year. I didn't go deep diving into them as much as I probably could have, and I might still do before the actual sale goes live, but I've seen a ton. Some of them are really pretty. It's nice to see that they have really good reviews on them. I know that everybody's really fussy with bras, but if you're looking for like some staple bras or some lacy ones, they have tons of gorgeous pieces. All right, let's talk about jewelry, because this is a section where a lot of pieces that you guys see me wearing, I get during the Nordstrom sale, and they're shinier baubles. They're a little bit smaller. They're not as high of an investment that way. If I lose them, if I'm traveling with them, if something happens, I'm not too fussed about it. And I really like a lot of the bauble bar pieces, but I will say this year Nordstrom has the basic cubic zirconian studs. They have them a couple of different sizes. Those are great. They have a pendant, some huggy hoop earrings, as well as these gorgeous Kurt Geiger ones. There's a couple of different bracelets, and I don't tend to be a bracelet girl, but this year there's so many that are really simple and they're just really beautiful and elegant. They're not like super hefty bangles. I like to keep things very classic, very chic, very, I'm gonna wear this for a really long time and it's not gonna be a trend kind of piece. And they have several gorgeous bracelets in that category, as well as a few watches this year. There's this really pretty Ted Baker watch that has, it's very simple, it's a leather band, it's got a B on it, and I'm getting to the point now where I'm kind of looking to either phase out my Apple Watch or really switch to only having electronics on when I'm working out, so that I'm giving myself that kind of space and really just being able to be a bit more fashionable with everything I'm doing. And I'm kind of got my eye on a few watches this year. There's several pieces from Somo, which tends to be a little bit more of a luxury brand, so this is a really good time to get them on sale if you're really wanting them, as well as several different necklaces. Jenny Bird has a few pieces that I really like this year, as well as Monica Venator, but I have 30 different pieces in this section and I love every single one of them. Like if I could only shop from one category this year, it would hands down be the jewelry category. For our bottoms this year, I feel like Spanx is kind of winning my heart right now. There's of course the classic faux leather leggings. This is the perfect time to get them. I have them in a large petite and I've had them for a few years, and they've been kind of one of the few pieces that I've had in my wardrobe for a while as far as bottoms go. It's something I really need to expand on, and I've worn them a ton. I've washed them a ton. They have stayed together so well. You guys see me wearing them all the time because they are classic, they are stable, they are also comfortable, but they hold up really well. There's also a pair of faux patent leather leggings from Spanx this year that I kind of have my eye on. They're definitely a statement piece, but they're one that I feel like will be a fun travel, like colder weather piece for me this year, as well as some ankle joggers. Now I did find a few skirts. I found a leather midi skirt as well as like a more satiny one. I'm not as into the satin right now, but there are some pieces that I know will come back around or that I might really want in the future, but they might just not be on the top of my wish list right now. But I really like the way that they look. I think they're going to be a classic piece that I would come back to. So I've put that on the list, as well as a couple of pairs of good American jeans. There weren't as many things in the bottom section, and I'm really fussy about that. Especially, you guys know it can be really challenging to shop for curves and getting something that really fits your waist and your hips at the same time without being gapping or being really funny. So there weren't as many pieces in the section this year, but the ones that I did find, I'm very obsessed with. The dresses this year, there are a few that I feel like were kind of my top like contenders that I would get to wear over the next few months. There's specifically one from Lost and Wander that's kind of a bit of a floral one, but it's not so in the floral category that the print's gonna annoy me in like a year, as well as this leopard print one from Good American. There were quite a few dresses that felt like they were in the black, white, brown, very neutral category. There wasn't anything too colorful, which tends to be something that I go for a little bit more this year. But if you're looking for those staples, because that's stuff that I've really benefited from buying in the sale over the last few years, they have them. A couple of satin slip dresses. There's a Savannah sleeveless maxi dress that I feel like would be perfect for weddings or date night, or just when you want something that's chic and simple. A few colorful pieces, but this is kind of a mixed bag. A lot of them were very classic staple pieces. So if you're looking for something that you can wear kind of to your 9 to 5, but also when you're wanting to be a little bit more chic and elevated, this is the perfect time for that. I didn't find as many like colorful night out pieces, but I tend to be more mindful about putting them in guides because I know that you guys can't wear them all of the time. That doesn't really benefit all of us. Now the wellness section this year, I haven't tried a ton of leggings as far as the brands that are carried at Nordstrom. I tend to really love my Athleta leggings. I've been living in them for the past few years, but there were a few pieces in there that I kind of thought would be fun to try, but there wasn't anything overwhelming. I will say they do have a couple of Theragun deals, which is always great. There's a Vitamix on the list. I put Spanx leggings on the list, and On Clouds because I know that a lot of people like them. I have yet to try them, but the wellness section is a little bit more light, although there's this very cute pink bra from Aloe Yoga that's like calling my name. For tops this year, I feel like there were quite a few cardigans, quite a few staple pieces. There's a Bear tank from Nordstrom that felt like it would just be something really nice and chic with a pair of jeans and a simple shoe, or something that you could wear under sweaters so you're getting more use out of your sweaters in the winter. That was something that I added to the list this year, as well as like a couple of crops, some different cardigans. Anytime I pick a sweater, I tend to think, can this tuck really easily? Is the bottom really stiff? Is it going to be flexible enough that if we want to tuck it in something, like tuck it under so that you're kind of getting to pulling your waist a little bit more, or that you can like lightly tuck it in the front? I want it to be structurally giving me the option to kind of work with things. I don't like anything that really sits kind of at this waist and just balloons me out a little bit more. I want to really snatch in everything. So all of my sweater picks are kept with that in mind. But there are a few that definitely fit the like chic coastal grandma vibes that we're all loving on TikTok right now. I've picked a few that I just feel like remind me of if I was summering in Nantucket that I would like want to wear, that are cozy. They're the classic knit, as well as just a few bodysuits, a few pieces that you would get wear out of time and time again. I'm kind of obsessed with this section in a way that I didn't think I would be this year, because tops is one of the things that I have a really hard time with. And I also am really bad about renting all of my clothes in the fall, so this would be a good time for me to buy lots of things. So the beauty section is one of the things that I think is the best to stock up on things you've either been wanting to try for a while, things you're already really loving, or something that maybe you've had your eye on your wish list for quite some time. So things like different pillowcases, the Orbe dry texture spray, as well as the dry shampoo. I'm a massive fan of Orbe hair products. I know a lot of hairstylists that I've worked with in the past really love them, especially the ones who are on film and TV sets, and y'all, they get to use the best of the best of the best stuff, and they love Orbe. So that's something that's always on my list, as well as things from T3 and GHD. So if you've been looking for maybe a new hair straightener or curling iron or any of those things, a handful of those are in the sale, as well as some Paula's Choice BHA, which is a classic for me. There are a couple of different Charlotte Tilbury sets, as well as some Lancome eye makeup remover, which is something that I go through fairly regularly. Some of the different slip hair sets. But there's also this piece from Replica this year that I really have my eye on, and I think it would be a good gift if you're like stocking up now. And it is a Jazz Club set, and it has the candle as well as the perfume. Now, I am obsessed with Replica's By the Fireplace. It is something that I will probably be switching to soon, or if I'm having a cozy day at home. It just smells like comfort to me. I really love a lot of the Replica scents, but I love that with this one, you're also getting the option for the candle. NuFace has a couple of different things, so if you're looking for some of the devices from Microcurrent to really help with wrinkle fighting at home, they have some of the smaller ones and some of the bigger sets. Voluspa has a couple of candle sets, which are always great for last minute gifts, or if you want to make a little basket, or if you just are a candle person. And then Augustinus, I always say that wrong. There's some Augustinus Bader products, a couple of different sets. So like I said, there's a few things that, especially if you've had your eye on some luxury pieces for a while, that the best time to buy them is right now, because they are in the beauty set. And a lot of them you're getting at least $50 or more off of whatever you would pay on a normal day. Now, accessory wise this year, I was really surprised with the amount of sunglasses that I found that I liked. There weren't too many bags. There were a few that felt like kind of classic staples. So if you're somebody who likes to keep a bag and wear it for a while and really get a lot of use out of it, All Saints has a few that I feel like would be great for that category. But Prada has some sunglasses. This is also the section that I put a lot of our travel stuff for this year. So I noticed that Bay has a lot of products in there that are really well-loved pieces that I've seen so many people rave about. So the backpack, the travel weekender bag, the carry-on bag, those are in the sale. They're in a couple of different colors, so you're a little more limited on that. But if you've had your eye on pieces from that collection for a while, this is a great time to get them, as well as some of the different jewelry carry-on cases. Now, I've had a wolf case for a couple of years. I have a square one, and it holds a bunch of different rings. And I think something that I will probably end up buying is the flatter case, just because it allows me to lay out necklaces a little bit more. I tend to be really a little bit lighter on the rings that I'm carrying, and they're great ways to like hold studs in it. So they're, depending on what kind of jewelry you like to pack, there are a couple of different cases, but I found that it's such a great way to keep a hold of things when I travel. I always put them in the case, then I know where it is. It's really divided. My necklaces don't get completely destroyed. Having just that like secure case for things also means that I know that when I'm packing, that whatever jewelry that I'm packing, if I do have anything a little bit nicer, is going to go on my carry-on. It's going to be in my hands. But this is the time to buy those pieces, and it's something that I got in the sale a couple years ago and I've absolutely loved ever since. So let's talk jackets. I feel like there are a couple of blazers this year, as well as a couple of longer jackets that I absolutely love. And then maybe our one like bobbly cardigan. I know that All Saints leather jackets are such a like well-loved piece, and I tend to have moments where I want a leather jacket. So this is one of those that like, if you've had your eye on it, you're ready to invest in like a nicer quality one. I've had a top one for a few years that was such a great like starter to see how I would wear it. This is a good time to get them because they probably won't go on sale again until Black Friday. There are a couple of different blazers, but Halogen has this gorgeous plaid A-line coat that's just, it's a nice design. It's not too overwhelming. It looks really flattering. It just feels like something that you would get so much use out of every day, but if you needed something for a more formal occasion, that would be there, as well as they have a faux leather blazer. And I'm really having a moment with these random leather pieces, and for somebody who lives in a lot of heat, I don't know why we're having this moment, but I love the look of it. It's not too glossy. It's just enough that it's like kind of got some like movement to it. So you still get the curvy fit in the center, which is one of the things I really love about a blazer. As well as there's this gorgeous wool coat blend that's a bit longer, hits about mid-calf, from Sam Edelman, that is pink. And oh my goodness, I am in love. And our final category for today is shoes. Now, I tend to be very picky about shoes because I'm picky about everything. What else is new? There aren't a ton that I was just like, I would love these and want to wear them for forever. Schutz has a couple of pairs of heels that I think are really great pieces that I really like, that are good staples, but are also fun and up to date and trendy, and you would get lots of use out of. Cult Gaga has this gorgeous purple sandal that I really like. There's a pair of black booties from Schutz, but there's a pair of Kurt Geiger mules that I have a very similar one to. I think the ones that are in the sale have a little bit more of like a leather printing effect to them, but these are some that I've worn a ton and I really like, and they're not too high. I always kind of try to keep that in mind, especially for myself, because I know at a certain point like I can do anywhere between 3 and 4 inches. After that, it's just a lot to ask me to like get anywhere quickly with more than that on my foot, unless it's a platform. And even then, sometimes the ankle stability is not there. So these are great, especially if you're somebody who wants a little bit of a heel but doesn't want as much of a heel. Like 3 inches is kind of your happy height. You want something a little bit sparkly. You want something a little bit fun. You want something you're going to get a ton of use out of. They're just a nice piece in your wardrobe when you need something to like jazz up an outfit. You want to feel good about what you're wearing. It's a simple piece to add into it, and it's still really comfy. All right, guys, that is all I have for you today. So like I said, I'm going to put all of the links in a blog post for you just because it'll make it the easiest way for you to shop. Make sure you're adding these to your wish list. That way, if they do go out of stock before you get your hands on them, you're getting notified. And let me know in the comments below what you're looking forward to snagging from the sale this year. So if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you want more luxury, lifestyle, and travel content, make sure you're subscribed to my channel. I upload new videos every week. If I do get my hands on anything, I will probably do some try-ons on TikTok. I've been uploading more outfits over there if you guys want to hang out over there. But I also try to do a little bit more close-up breakdowns for you on the blog. So that link is always in the description box below. But I love you. It is a good day to have a good day, and I hope you'll have a beautiful week wherever you are. Bye, guys.